Ever wondered about the rich, intriguing history of Azerbaijan? Our journey begins thousands of years ago, during the Stone Age. This period is marked by the earliest known inhabitants of the region, as evidenced by archaeological discoveries. These ancient people left behind a legacy of fascinating petroglyphs and artifacts that shed light on their way of life. As we move forward in time, we encounter the influence of various empires on the development of Azerbaijan. The Medians, an ancient Iranian people, were among the first to leave their imprint. They were followed by the Persians, whose influence is still seen today in aspects of Azerbaijani culture, such as the celebration of Nowruz, the Persian New Year. Next, the Romans arrived, leaving behind traces of their civilization. These include the remnants of fortifications, indicating their military presence. The Arabs, who brought with them the religion of Islam, were the next to rule. This period witnessed the spread of Islam across the region, which remains the predominant religion of Azerbaijan to this day. The Seljuks, a Turkic people, were the next to leave their mark. They introduced the Turkic language, which gradually evolved into the Azerbaijani language spoken today. The Mongols, known for their vast empire, also left their footprint on the region. However, their rule was relatively short-lived. Lastly, the Ottomans and the Persians vied for control over Azerbaijan, resulting in periods of Ottoman and Persian rule. This tug-of-war between the two empires greatly influenced the cultural, political, and social fabric of Azerbaijan. Throughout these periods, Azerbaijan was a crossroads of cultures, a melting pot where Eastern and Western influences intertwined. Each empire that ruled left its unique mark, shaping the early culture and history of Azerbaijan. Whether it was the languages, religions, traditions, or architecture, each influence added a thread to the rich tapestry that is Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan's early history is a tapestry of cultures and empires, each leaving their unique mark. The Middle Ages brought a new era of complexity to the history of Azerbaijan. As the dust of antiquity settled, the Middle Ages saw the birth of several independent Khanates within the region. These were essentially small kingdoms or principalities, each ruled by a Khan, a title borrowed from the Mongol Empire. The prominent Khanates included those of Baku, Ganja, Karabakh, and Cuba, each with its own unique cultural and political identity. Diverse as they were, these Khanates shared common threads of Turkic and Persian influences, reflecting the broader cultural tapestry of the region. Craftsmanship flourished, the Silk Road thrived, and the unique Azerbaijani identity began to take shape, a blend of Turkic, Persian, and Caucasian elements. However, the 19th century ushered in a wave of change. The Great Game, a geopolitical chess match between the Russian and British empires, had repercussions that rippled across Central Asia and the Caucasus. Azerbaijan found itself in the crosshairs of this imperial rivalry. The Russian Empire, in its quest to secure a southern frontier, gradually absorbed much of Azerbaijan. The incorporation of Azerbaijan into the Russian Empire had profound consequences. For one, it led to the dissolution of the Khanates, centralizing power and reshaping the political landscape. But it also opened new avenues of development. The region experienced a surge in oil production, transforming Baku into a booming metropolis. Russian rule brought modern infrastructure, education, and the beginnings of an industrial economy. Yet it was a time of tension and turmoil as well. The push-pull between Russian influence and the long-standing traditions and identities of the Azerbaijani people gave rise to a complex socio-cultural dynamic. This period in history was a crucible, shaping the nation's modern identity. The influence of Russian rule can still be seen in modern Azerbaijan. The echoes of this past reverberate through the present, whether in the architectural gems of Baku, the bustling oil industry, or the complex interplay of Eastern and Western influences that characterizes Azerbaijani culture. The legacy of the Khanates and Russian rule is a testament to Azerbaijan's resilience and adaptability, a narrative that continues to unfold in the 21st century. The 20th century was a time of dramatic change for Azerbaijan. As the winds of change swept across the globe, a new nation was born in the heart of the Caucasus. In 1918, the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic emerged, a beacon of democracy and progress in the Muslim world. For the first time, a Muslim-majority nation embraced a democratic model of governance, a profound shift that echoed around the world. But like many young nations, Azerbaijan faced significant challenges. Its newfound freedom was short-lived, as the red tide of Soviet influence swept over the region. In 1920, just 2 short years after its birth, Azerbaijan found itself under Soviet rule. This was a time of tumultuous change, as the country's political, cultural, and social fabric was reshaped by the iron hand of the USSR. Under the Soviet regime, Azerbaijan underwent a period of intense modernization and industrialization. The discovery and exploitation of vast oil reserves transformed the country into an economic powerhouse within the Soviet Union. Baku, the capital, became a hub for oil production, attracting workers and investors from across the USSR. Culturally, the impact of Soviet rule was equally profound. Russian became the language of education, government, and high culture, while Azerbaijani was relegated to the home and the street. Despite these challenges, Azerbaijani culture proved resilient, with traditional music, dance, and art continuing to thrive and evolve. Politically, the Soviet era was a time of contradiction for Azerbaijan. While the country enjoyed relative stability and economic growth, it also experienced political repression and a lack of democratic freedoms. Yet, these challenges did not dampen the spirit of the Azerbaijani people. Instead, they ignited a flame of resistance that would ultimately lead to the nation's re-emergence as an independent state. The Soviet era left a lasting impact on Azerbaijan, shaping its path towards independence. Despite the challenges, the Azerbaijani people held on to their dreams of freedom, setting the stage for the next chapter in their nation's history. With the fall of the Soviet Union, a new chapter began for Azerbaijan. As the Iron Curtain lifted in 1991, Azerbaijan emerged as an independent nation, stepping out from the shadows of its past to carve its own destiny. The journey wasn't easy, with the young nation grappling with the tumultuous Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, a territorial dispute that left deep scars on its landscape and psyche. Yet in the face of adversity, Azerbaijan demonstrated an unyielding spirit, one that echoed through the valleys of the Caucasus and resonated within the bustling corners of Baku. The nation, armed with determination and a strong sense of identity, set forth on a path of healing and growth. The country's economic resurgence was powered by its rich oil and gas reserves. Black gold flowed from the Caspian Sea, fueling a boom that transformed the nation's fortunes. The skyline of the capital, Baku, began to change, with modern architectural marvels like the flame towers reaching for the heavens, symbolizing the country's ambitions. Azerbaijan didn't just rely on its fossil fuels. It diversified, investing in sectors like technology, tourism, and agriculture, showing the world that it was more than just an oil-rich nation. Its strategic location, bridging Europe and Asia, further enhanced its role on the world stage, making it a key player in regional geopolitics and trade. The nation also embarked on a cultural renaissance, reviving and celebrating its rich heritage. From the ancient petroglyphs of Gobestan to the intricate craftsmanship of its carpet weavers, Azerbaijan proudly showcased its tapestry of traditions to the world. The country's cultural dynamism found expression in its music, literature, and arts, painting a vibrant picture of its soul. Azerbaijan's journey hasn't been without its share of trials. It has faced economic challenges, political upheavals, and social changes. But through it all, the resilience and spirit of its people have remained unbroken, propelling the nation forward. Despite its challenges, modern Azerbaijan stands as a testament to the resilience and spirit of its people. A nation that has risen from the ashes of its past, forging ahead with determination and grace, and writing a narrative of success that is uniquely its own. So, what have we learned about the rich history of Azerbaijan? We embarked on a journey, starting from the ancient roots of Azerbaijan, where the Gobestan rock art cultural landscape narrated tales of prehistoric times through its petroglyphs. We saw how the Caspian Sea shaped the country's coastline, offering a haven for leisure and recreation, and how Baku, the city of winds, emerged as a vibrant capital, blending historical charm with modern architecture. We delved into the period of Khanates, witnessing the historic city of Sheki, a testament to the Silk Road's legacy with its caravanserais and traditional architecture. The Ateshka Fire Temple and Yanar Dag, remnants of the country's Zoroastrian heritage, enlightened us about the ancient rituals and symbolism associated with fire worship. Moving forward in time, we experienced the birth of a nation. We observed how the Azerbaijani people kept their traditions alive, their hospitality, and their intricate art of carpet weaving, recognized as an intangible cultural heritage by UNESCO. We savored the flavors of Azerbaijani cuisine, a gastronomic delight, reflecting the country's agricultural bounty and culinary expertise. In the modern era, Azerbaijan has embraced progress while honoring its roots. The country's natural heritage is exemplified by the otherworldly mud volcanoes of Kobistan and the winter wonderland of Shahdag Mountain Resort. The vibrant cityscape of Baku, with its flame towers piercing the sky, is a symbol of Azerbaijan's forward-thinking spirit. The cultural and historical significance of the Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, an exclave of Azerbaijan, showed us the country's perseverance and adaptability. Today, Azerbaijan is a country of ancient roots and modern aspirations, a blend of East and West, tradition and innovation. Steeped in history and culture, Azerbaijan continues to weave its unique story on the world stage. A country of ancient roots and modern aspirations, it is a testament to the enduring spirit of its people.